So for this yin practice, you'll need either a block. If you don't have a block, you could use a cushion, or if you have a bolster, then come and use your bolster. So we're going to begin in supported fish pose. And these poses for this practice sort of sway between the two, the heart chakra and the throat chakra. So whatever position we're doing, we're either activating both or activating one. So come and find your way to lay down on your bolster. If you're on a block, you want to place the block this way so it goes completely across the spine and underneath your shoulder blades. Good, then come and lay down. Also, if you're using a bolster, if this feels too high, you could place a block underneath the top bit of the bolster so the head is on more of a slant. And then let's straighten the legs out. You want to feel this sort of support, especially if you're using the bolster from the base. If you're on the block, you're just letting the chest and ribs open up towards the sky. So we'll be here for a few moments and just allow yourself to drop into this energetical space of the heart space, of the heart chakra. Allowing the shoulders to drop heavy to the floor, let the arms drop even heavier. And finding this lift and opening around the front body. Allow the weight of your pelvis to sink heavy. And the weight of the legs. And for the heart chakra, you can visualize the color green. And just acknowledging anything that may come up for you here. Maybe this pose feels quite open and exposed. Maybe you love going into backbends. But at the same time, you're also helping to open up through the throat chakra, creating some space around the front of the throat area as well. And sometimes backbends, especially when you may be on your moon cycle, can feel really nice in the body. Really releasing for the spine, depending on whereabouts you are in that cycle. But just try to let the whole body rest and relax into the support underneath you. Notice if you're holding on to tension in the jaw or the eyebrows. And breathing and expanding into the belly and the chest. Last few moments here. Good, and then we start to bend the legs, plant the feet back to the floor, And then with as little movement as possible, can you just roll to one side, release the prop from underneath you and come and lay back down on your back. Maybe you keep the knees bent, send the feet wide, knees knock in towards one another, and just allow the sensations of the upper spine and the chest just to melt down, observing the stillness, observing anything that comes up for you here, any sensations, any emotions, any energetical feels. Good. Let's take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Start to roll over to one side and use that to bring you all the way up to seated. Cool. You're going to stay in seated, so if you need to sit on a prop or anything, just come into that. We're going to take a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing just to bring that level of calmness and rebalance into the body. Okay, so place the left hand on top of the thigh, find your comfortable seat, and with the right hand, place down the two first fingers. You're either placing them down or resting them in between the eyebrows. Right thumb to right nostril, and we inhale through the left. Close both nostrils, ring and thumb finger, and then exhale through right. Inhale through right. Pause, and exhale through left. Inhale through left. Pause, and exhale through right. Inhale through right. Pause, and exhale through left. Good. Inhale through left. Pause. Exhale through right. Inhale through right. Pause. Exhale through left. Inhale through left. Pause. Exhale through right. One more round. Inhale through right. Pause. Exhale through left. Inhale through left. Pause. Exhale through right. Once you finish that exhale, release both hands to the thighs. Continue to take deep, nourishing breaths in and out through the nostrils. So this time we're coming into our half butterfly pose. So extending the left leg out, right knee comes in. You can use a block, you can use another prop, just to bring that elbow, the left elbow, on top of something. You can use the block on the highest one, or if you need, you can place it on top of the leg. Right hand on top of the right thigh, and we just hold here and breathe, stacking that right shoulder on top of the left. Let this whole right side of the body be heavy. Don't try to press it down, but just breathe into this space. There's a few different options with this pose, so stay wherever you need to, and then I will talk you through the options as the moments go on. So maybe you are happy to stay like this. Next option is to reach that top palm up and over in line with the ear, so you're getting that extra length and stretch through the right side of the torso. Try to soften the shoulder away from the ears and just breathe, keeping the arm active by holding it up there, but try to soften the wrist and the fingers. Good. You can stay here, or you can reach that right arm away from you and finding that sweet spot along the top of the shoulders. So maybe you just need to move that right arm and hand around to find that sweet spot and hold it when you get it. Try and let the head be a little heavier. Maybe you can lower down the support if that's available to you. Good. You can stay there. Last one is to bring that right hand behind you, bend at the elbow, and reach towards the left hip or the left thigh, or just hold onto your leggings. And then let that right shoulder relax heavy down to the ground. Good. Take a deep breath in. Then as you exhale, start to lift the head with that hand underneath and stacking everything back on top. Release the hands, give the shoulders a little roll. Good. Let's take it to your other side. So using whatever props you had, switch them over. And then see if you can bring that elbow back down. Leaning to one side and then letting the other hand rest on top of the bent leg. Allow the weight of the body to relax. If you need any support under the knees at any time, place a block, a cushion, whatever you need under this bent leg. But just try to let it weigh heavy, so you're finding that space all around the hip area. So you may want to stay here, or you're bringing that left arm up and over in line with the ear, stacking the shoulders, reaching out through fingertips. Finding and breathing in to that side lengthening. Good. So you can either stay here or you're starting to stretch that left arm away from the body, just drawing some circles, sway it from side to side. Find that sweet spot, that extra bit of length along the side, neck and top of the shoulders as you reach away through the fingertips. Good, and again, your option to stay here, or you're bending that left arm, bringing the right hand behind you, hold onto your leggings, reach towards the hip or the thigh, wherever you can, and then relax this left shoulder nice and heavy. Can you relax the head a little more? The face? Deep breath in and let it go. Good. Start to lift all the way back up. Bring yourself back to center. Give the shoulders a little roll. Lovely. Then from here, bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees bend out to the sides. And then just allow yourself to fold forwards. Hold on to the feet. Soften into it here. Find that equal length along the left and right sides of the body. Let the sit bones sink heavy towards the floor. I'm just finding the space around the back of the torso this time. We've been opening and stretching the sides of the body. Now trying to open and stretch the back of the torso. We've got one more little opening for the chest and the throat space, helping to activate these areas, helping you to be open to giving and receiving in your life. Good. Start to lift yourself all the way up. Okay, so from here we're coming in just to some cat-cows just for a moment. Opening and closing the throat area. So come and find your way to your hands and knees, to your tabletop position. And in your own time, take an inhale, open out through the chest. And then as you exhale, round on through the spine. Good. Take a few more. Good, last one. Okay, so now start to bring yourself back to center. We're coming into our puppy pose, melting heart pose. So you've got it, melting the heart space down to the floor. So start to walk the hands forward, stick the bum up into the air. And you can either options, bring the elbows down to the floor to bring the forehead down and try and melt the chest. That's a really soft variation. You could bring the head onto a pillow. Soft variation, finding that bend in the elbows to take that little bit of weight off the shoulders. Next option is to straighten the arms, keeping the elbows lifted a little bit if you need, or bringing them down, but keeping the arms straight. Still forehead is reaching to the floor, or if it's pressing and you've got space to go a little deeper, is to bring the chin down to the mat. And we just breathe here. We've got 45 more seconds. As well as opening the shoulders, the upper spine and the chest. Try to get that grounding sensation as bringing the heart space to the floor, like you're bowing the heart space to the mat. Honoring yourself, bowing to yourself. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Good, big press through the hands, walk the hands in a little bit. Come and pause in this neutral spine, neutral in the neck, deep breath in. And let it go. Okay, let's sit back to the heels, widen the knees. Maybe use a bolster or a pillow or just come into your variation of your child's pose. We'll be here for 1 minute. Starting to bring the awareness into the meeting points between your body and the floor. Deepen the next breath. Cool. From here, start to lift yourself up. Okay, one last position before we come and take a Shavasana. Now it's called snail pose. It is basically plow pose. If this feels too tough for you at any point, then do just take that release. If you want to have a go but snail pose isn't the one for you today, that's also fine. You can just do legs up into the air. Or if you're coming into snail pose, I will demo, but I'm not going to hold it with you. So demoing, snail, just lifting up, having the hands to the lower back. The hips don't have to be up high. Again, it's not shoulder stand. Just to have the hips elevated, you can hold on them to however you need. And the feet are coming over the head. Options, bend the knees in, keep them straight. Either way, you're finding that sort of constriction in and around the throat on purpose, helping to activate that throat chakra. Then if you're not doing this, you can simply, where's my block? You can simply get your block or cushion and bring the hips onto that, and we'll stay here. So off you go. If you're going up into snail, or if you're just having the legs up into the air, we'll be here for about 90 seconds. So if you are in snail pose, breathe. You can send the hips up high if that feels comfortable for you. It's not an aim, just to find that slight constriction. What feels like a constriction, but it's more of an activation of the throat chakra, allowing us to freely communicate to ourselves, freely communicate to others in the world. The world's all about communication. If we can't speak openly and honest to ourselves, how do we expect to speak openly and truthfully to others? So maybe just check in with yourself. Do you or can you speak openly and truthfully to yourself? Good. If you're in your snail, slowly start to release, roll the spine down. If you're in legs in the air, lift, or not lift, bring the feet down and then lift your hips and remove the prop that was underneath you. When you're ready, grab any props that you need for your Shavasana. Maybe if you have a bolster, it can be quite nice after coming out of snail to place it underneath the knees. Grab any blankets, get nice and cozy, any eye pillows. If you need to hug the knees in or anything, then come into that. And then just come and get comfortable. Let the shoulders wrap underneath the ribs. Let the palms face upwards. And then when you get into your Shavasana position, let's take a full breath in. And let it go through the mouth. And pour your attention into your still body. Gather your awareness behind your breath and turn up the volume of receptivity, openness and acceptance. And as you lay here, feel a deep sense of release, wholeness and peace. And allow yourself to drop into your energetic and physical heart space in the chest. From the cave of the heart, what quality would you like to embody in your life? Take a moment to listen whilst the heart speaks. Maybe it's kindness, compassion, or a willingness to love more openly and fully, or to communicate more clearly and openly. And then here, let this quality saturate your being, staying present to yourself, for yourself, and thanking yourself for showing up today. Feel free to stay here a little bit longer or sealing off your practice. Namaste.